What if the pack bond you've been taught to fear as a loss of self is actually the only thing capable of holding together the pieces of yourself that solitude has shattered? And true safety isn't found in independence, but in the terrifying surrender of being fully known by multiple hearts at once? In Cuddled by the Pack, Ella Hartwell delivers a reverse harem shifter romance that transforms the fated mates trope into a profound exploration of neurodivergent coded belonging, proving that in worlds where touch is language, intimacy requires unlearning the belief that love must be earned through perfection. This isn't merely another polyamorous shifter story with growls and claiming bites. It's a tender, emotionally precise narrative where every shared breath feels like both sanctuary and recalibration. Consent is negotiated through sensory attunement rather than verbal contracts, and healing happens not despite the pack, but because of its collective rhythm. From the first warm, fur-scented narration, listeners are wrapped in a world where vulnerability is strength, and being held is the ultimate act of trust. Perfect for fans of gentle RH and stories where female agency thrives within plural frameworks, this audiobook serves up atmospheric comfort, relentless emotional honesty, and a protagonist whose journey from isolated omega to cherished center resonates with anyone who's ever felt too much or not enough. When reclusive archivist Alara Vance is unexpectedly claimed by the Silverpine Pack during a rare lunar alignment, she expects domination. Not to discover their bond recognizes her sensory sensitivities, not as flaws, but as sacred signals. But as Alara navigates den life and the overwhelming presence of 4 distinct alphas, she realizes this connection isn't about possession, it's about co-regulation. Hartwell masterfully avoids reducing the pack to interchangeable protectors, or Alara to passive mate. Instead, she crafts a dynamic where each alpha embodies a facet of care: Kale's grounding stillness, Ronan's playful adaptability, Silas's intellectual patience, and Jax's fierce tenderness, and where consent is woven into daily rituals of touch and space. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional precision, capturing Alara's guarded focus softening into genuine ease, while each alpha's distinct voice reveals depths beneath shifter instinct. You don't just hear the bond deepen, you feel the seismic shift of 5 souls learning that love isn't about fixing what's broken, but about creating a container where wholeness can emerge. What elevates Cuddled by the Pack beyond typical RH shifter fare is its nuanced portrayal of pack bonding as somatic therapy rather than biological destiny. Alara isn't merely accepting mates, she's confronting how years of masking taught her to equate worth with compliance, challenging the notion that safety requires silence. The pack doesn't claim her through dominance, they create space where her needs can exist without justification, honoring her autonomy even as their bond deepens. Their relationship evolves through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing silence during sensory overload that bypasses performance, establishing nonverbal cues that prevent overwhelm, and defending Alara from outside packs who mistake accommodation for weakness. Supporting characters add vital texture: beta wolves whose loyalty masks curiosity, elder omegas whose wisdom carries both warning and grace, even the den itself, rendered as a living nervous system whose warmth absorbs centuries of unspoken trauma. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In systems built on hierarchy, tenderness is rebellion, and presence is the only true alpha trait. Even the shifter mechanics serve thematic depth, with scent marking mirroring emotional attunement, and nesting becoming metaphor for embodied safety. For audiobook listeners, this production is pure auditory sanctuary. The narrator embodies Alara and each alpha with remarkable distinction. Alara's voice carries brittle resilience laced with dawning trust. Kale's low timbre grounds with steady calm. Ronan's brighter cadence sparkles with warmth. Silas's measured tones reveal quiet devotion, and Jax's rougher voice trembles with suppressed gentleness, making their dynamic palpable even in group scenes. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distant forest sounds marking pack rhythm, rain against den walls during vulnerable confessions, the hushed rustle of fur syncing with breath during moments of connection, all anchor emotional stakes in sensory reality. Pacing mirrors the cadence of pack life, deliberate during bonding rituals and reflection, then gently accelerating as external threats collide with internal breakthroughs. Whether you're commuting through urban chaos or unwinding in twilight solitude, the audiobook creates a portable den where slowness feels sacred and presence feels like gift. It's storytelling as embodied validation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a love story that honors both multiplicity and individuality. Ultimately, Cuddled by the Pack redefines reverse harem shifter romance by centering neurodivergent embodiment within plural frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for satisfying chemistry and hopeful resolution, while delivering substantive commentary on sensory processing, masculine tenderness, and the radical act of building partnerships based on mutual regulation rather than rescue. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional journey. If you've ever wondered whether love can thrive beyond binaries, or if true strength requires embracing support, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most powerful choice is letting yourself be held exactly as you are. Press play, sink into the warmth, and prepare to believe that even in landscapes shaped by expectation, hearts still find ways to belong. Your next favorite RH romance isn't waiting in perfect symmetry. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to trust the pack that chose you first.